Hello, everyone, and welcome inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's NCAA Division III volleyball on tap this evening as the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets welcome their cross-county non-conference foes, the Case Western Reserve University Spartans, to Berea. The Spartans come in with a record of 2-6 overall. They are 0-3 in true road matches. Baldwin Wallace 2-4, 1-2 at home. Taking a look at the Spartans, while they may be 2-6, two of those losses came against nationally ranked opponents, and they are on a two-match winning streak as they swept Earlham and then beat Westminster in 4, both on September 6th. Baldwin Wallace comes in on the heels of a 4-set win over Mount St. Joseph in the Marcia French Volleyball Invitational that was played this past weekend. On Friday, they suffered a 3-0 loss to John Carroll. Then on Saturday morning, they opened play with a 3-0 loss to Carnegie Mellon before rebounding against Mount St. Joseph and winning that set, or winning that match, I should say, in 4 sets. And this will be another tough test for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, as leading the way in kills for the Spartans is number 8, Kaylee Wall. She's one of the 2 captains for the Spartans. She has 101 kills, good for first on the team. And then the other captain for the Spartans, she'll wear number 17 tonight, is Amanda Ungo, who has 71 kills, an average of 2.54 kills per set, and she hits at a 301 clip, one of the best hitting percentages on the season for the Spartans, actually the best hitting percentage, I should say, for the Spartans, and Wall hits it at a 254 clip. Leading the way in set assists with 144, it's Avery Basinger, and she will get the start tonight at setter. And when she's not on the floor, Elena Esquivel has registered 124 assists. Looking at the Baldwin Wallace side of the ledger, leading the way in kills with 53, it's Lexi Smith. And then it's Lila Nash with 48, Gabby Schlecht with 46, and Grace Kane with 41. The set assists, far and away the leader on this team. She's the quarterback for the offense. It's senior Katarina Blazetic, 205 set assists, an average of 8.54, I should say, assists per game. And that is a phenomenal number. If you look at Case's setters, 5.14 and 4.43 are the averages. So Blazetic really is the engine that keeps driving this Yellow Jacket offense. Leading the way in serve aces for BW, it's Katrina Kastner with 11 and Morgan Kaler with 10. Both will rotate in throughout the match tonight. And then in digs, leading the way with 121, it's Paige Contras, and she'll be in the starting lineup as the team's defensive specialist. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will be the home team on the scoreboard. They're wearing white jerseys with the white sleeves with brown and gold trim around the arms. Baldwin Wallace written in brown, trimmed in gold, and the numbers in gold, trimmed in brown with the BW Athletics logo on the back nameplate. The Spartans will be in blue with white printing on the front and back, the numerals and the lettering both in white. CWRU written across the front of the jersey, gray accents, and a white trim down the shoulders and sides of the jerseys. The libero for the Yellow Jackets will wear brown with jackets written in white, trimmed in gold, with white numerals trimmed in gold and white and gold trim around the sleeves of the jersey. The libero for the Spartans will be in white with blue and gray accents around the shoulders, blue printing on the front and back of the jerseys. Right now we're going to pause for the national anthem. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and tonight's first serve from Berea. Taking a look at the starting lineups first for the visiting team on the scoreboard, the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Starting it off at setter, a 5'6" sophomore from San Diego, California, and Del Norte High School, number 1, Avery Basinger. The defensive specialist is a 5'4" sophomore from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and Carborough High School, number 2, Sophia Datto. At outside hitter, a 5'9" senior from Mason, Ohio, and William Mason High School, number 8, Kaylee Wall. As defensive specialist, a 5'4" junior from Dallas, Texas, and Coppell High School, number 9, Suda Nazi Eaton. Starting at setter, a 5'9" sophomore from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Oakland Catholic High School, number 15, Elena Esquivel. At middle blocker, a 6' senior from Toledo, Ohio, and Notre Dame Academy, number 17, Amanda Ungo. And at middle blocker, a 6' senior from Chicago, Illinois, and St. Ignatius College Prep, number 21, Kaya Levy. The Spartans are coached by Karen Farrell in her 24th year leading the program. Her associate coach, Nelson Wittenmeyer. The assistant coaches are Kim Waters, Jeff Hurrah, Bailey Hagedorn, and Dan Albano. And the student coaches, Trinity Harmon and Hayden Caldwell. Starting it off for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets, at middle hitter, a 6' freshman from Cleveland, Ohio, and St. Joseph Academy, number 3, Grace Kane. At setter, a 5'7" senior from DeLand, Florida, number 6, Katarina Blazetic. At outside hitter, a 5'11" senior from Naperville, Illinois, and North High School, number 7, Gabby Schlecht. At outside hitter, a 5'9" sophomore from Berkey and Evergreen High School, number 15, Lila Nash. At middle hitter, a 5'9" sophomore from Oakwood Village, Ohio, the former Bedford Bearcat, is number 17, India Woodson. At middle hitter, a 5'11" freshman from Columbus, Ohio, and Hilliard-Davidson High School, number 20, Julia Garland. And a defensive specialist tonight, a 5'4" senior from Pemberville, Ohio, and Eastwood High School, number 23, Paige Contras. The Yellow Jackets are coached by Kate Latkovic in her second season leading the program. She is assisted by Anthony Winter, T.R. Harker, and Sophie Chacon. The graduate assistant is Molly Harrison. The Jackets will hit right to left here in the first set. The Spartans will hit it left to right. Again, the Spartans and Yellow Jackets both coming in on a win. The Jackets after beating Mount St. Joseph, and then Case Western on the heels of back-to-back wins over Earlham and Westminster. Teams going through their final checks with the officials before they make the line changes to get the defensive specialists on the court. Levy will check out for the Spartans, and Woodson will check out for the Yellow Jackets. Serving it up, Suda Nazidum will be on serve. Floats it over. Schlecht plays it up to Blazetic. Outside to Nash. Through a block. It's out of bounds. Point for the Yellow Jackets. And Katarina Blazetic will drop back and go on serve for Baldwin Wallace. 6 serve aces on the year for the senior from DeLand High School in Florida. She floats it over. It's played by Basinger. And go with the swing over. It's played up by Contras. Now hit over by Garland. Now Wall on an outside hit. Dug out by Contras. Over to Nash. Over top of a block. Basinger with a dig. Now an outside hit for Ingo. And she puts it into the net for a Yellow Jacket point. Blazetic will stay on serve for Baldwin Wallace. Basinger on the reception, on a dive, it's kept alive, then it's sent over on a free. Set up for an outside attack, hit over but played up by the Spartans. Set for Wall on the outside, through a block. Schlecht up to Blazetic, over to Nash, and she buries the kill for Baldwin Wallace as the line judge. So the Jackets will get the point, and Blazetic will stay on serve once more. It's played back row. Over the Wall on the left side. It's blocked down for the Yellow Jacket point. Number 20, Julia Garland with the block for the Yellow Jacket point. And a timeout on the floor by the Case Western Reserve University Spartans early in this first set. We'll take the break with them. We'll be back with more NCAA Division III volleyball right after this break on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host the Case Western Reserve University Spartans in non-conference volleyball action. Katarina Blazetic out of the timeout, stays on serve. Big swing by the Spartans, and it's sent out of bounds for the Yellow Jacket point. On the floor after the timeout for the Jackets, Blazetic on serve, along with Schlecht and Contras in the back. Kane, Garland, and Nash up front for the Yellow Jackets. Blazetic floats it over. Basinger plays up. It's a quick tip over, backed up by Blazetic over to Contra. She'll flip it over. It's blocked at the net, and it'll be sent over by Wall on a free, or rather, Naz Edom. And that one will be deflected out of bounds by the Spartans on a dive, so another point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And Blazetic will stay on serve. Jackets have won 5 points in a row with Blazetic on serve, looking to make it 6. And Blazetic puts it long. So point and serve go over to the Spartans, and the Spartans are officially on the board in this first set. Go on serve, and it's long. It's a service error, point to the Yellow Jackets. And Ungo will check out, and Dado will check in. And checking in for the Yellow Jackets and going on serve, Katrina Kastner. It's played by Basinger. Up to Esquivel, then hit over the net. Kept alive by a hustling Kastner, then sent over on a free by the Jackets. Middle hit attempt, through a block, but kept alive by Garland over to Schlecht on the left side. It'll be kept alive by the Spartans once more, sent over the Wall, and she'll knock it out of bounds for the Yellow Jacket point. Kastner's next serve, played tight to the net. Quick set over on the second hit. Blazetic to Contras, over to Schlecht on the left side, dug out by Dado, over to Basinger, now to Wall, and it's blocked, but it is out of bounds, says the line judge. Point to the Spartans. And checking in will be Madeline Halter, a 5'11 sophomore right side hitter from Arlington Heights, Illinois, and Buffalo Grove High School. She wears the number 14 for the Spartans. And going on serve is Esquivel. On a dive, it's kept alive by Contras. Up to Blazetic, over to Kane, into a block. It's down for the Spartans' point. Wall gets credited for the point for the Spartans. Esquivel's serve played by Contras, up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht on the left side. She punches it back row. It's deflected out on a dive by the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. India Woodson will come back on. Contras will check out for BW, and dropping back to serve will be Julia Garland on the year. Garland has not registered an ace or an error. It's played over by the Spartans. Set up to Blazetic. Woodson punches it over. Played back by the Spartans. Halter will send it over. It's played up to Blazetic. Over to Kane on the right side. She goes far sideline, and it's kept alive by the Spartans. Wall with an outside attack. Dug out by the Jackets. Over to Schlecht, and it's knocked out of bounds by the Spartans. Point to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Garland will stay on serve, looking to build on a 7-point advantage for the Yellow Jackets. It's played to Halter through a block, and it's down for the kill. A little miscomm by the Yellow Jackets. So checking up on the brakes a little bit for Garland to avoid a collision, and that let the ball hit the court. So point to the Spartans, and checking in for the Yellow Jackets now is Paige Contras. As checking in to go on serve is Thea Barron, a native of Avon, Ohio. Kane with a big swing at the net, and it's deflected out by the Spartans, says the stand umpire. It's a kill for Kane. She'll sub out, and Morgan Kaler will come in for the Yellow Jackets. She's a 5'2" defensive specialist from Galloway and Hilliard Bradley High School, the freshman. Also one of the best servers that the Yellow Jackets have this season. Outside attack. Through a block, it's kept alive by Schlecht and hustled after by Kastner. Blazetic sends it over on a free. Up to Esquivel. Big swing at the net, and it's down for the point. That's Levy coming up with the kill for the Spartans. Sophia Datto on serve. The Chapel Hill, North Carolina native sends it over. Kaler to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht on a free. It's played for Ngo, and she puts it down for the Spartans. Datto will stay on serve. 11-6 is our score here in the first set. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets up by 5. On a dive, Kaler keeps it alive. Contras elevates, and it's hit over by Schlecht. The Spartans have it blocked, and it's deflected by Datto out of bounds for the Yellow Jacket point. Lila Nash returns for the Yellow Jackets, and checking out will be Katrina Kastner. Dropping back to serve will be Gabby Schlecht. Just gets it over the net. It's played over to the right side. Now Kaler to Blazetic, over to Woodson on a right side attack, and she hits it just a little bit too long. It's a point for the Spartans. Halter checks out. Basinger comes back for the Spartans, and Basinger will go on serve. It's played by Kaler, up to Blazetic. Outside attack for Nash, through a block, backed up on a dive by the Spartans. Will be sent over, but dug out by Contras. Up to Blazetic, over to Woodson, and an infraction's called against the Spartans. It's a Yellow Jacket point. Paige Contras on serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's played by Datto. It's sent over to Yanni, and then hit over by Schlecht. Returned on the first hit by the Spartans, and then Garland at the net reads it perfectly, puts it down off a deflection for another Yellow Jacket point. And the Yellow Jackets are doubling up the Spartans at 14-7 in this first set. Timeout on the floor by the Spartans. It's their second. We'll take a timeout with them. And when we come back, we'll have more first set action for you right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. NCAA Division III volleyball action between the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace and Spartans of Case Western. Contras to serve, played back over by the Spartans. Now an outside hit by Nash is put down for the kill off of a deflection. Out of the timeout, Contras select Kaler, Nash, Garland, and Blazetic on the floor for the Yellow Jackets. Ngo, Esquivel, Yanni, Dado, Basinger, and Barron on the floor for the Spartans. And the point goes over to the Spartans. A couple of substitutions as Wall and Naz Edom are on the floor. Naz Edom on the serve, played by Kaler near the bench. Will be tracked down by Nash, sent over by Contras. It's played up to Basinger, middle hit, dug out by Kaler all the way over the net. The Spartans have a collision. Both players get up, and it's sent over on a third on a free. Kaler to Blazetic, over to Garland, and it's blocked out of bounds by the Spartans, says the line judge. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Grace Kane comes back on for Morgan Kaler. Katarina Blazetic will serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's played over on the first hit and off a deflection. It's finished at the net by Lila Nash for the Yellow Jacket kill. Blazetic's next serve. Basinger hits it up. It's played over to Ungo. Blocked down, and it's inbounds for the Yellow Jacket point. Blazetic continues to stay on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's played up and over by the Spartans. Blocked at the net on the return hit by the Yellow Jackets. And Dado will send it over. Schlecht to Blazetic, outside to Nash, into a block, and it is a point for the Spartans. Go on serve. Contras plays it up to Blazetic, over to Kane, into a block. It's down for a Spartans point. Wall gets credited for the block. Ungo will stay on serve. Schlecht up to Blazetic. Quick tip on a dive. Ungo sends it over, and it's hit into a block by Garland, and it's down for the Spartans point. Ungo stays on serve for Case Western Reserve. And plays it just a little bit too long. It's a point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Kastner will check in. Nash will check out. Jackets in front by 19-11 count as Kastner sends it over. Basinger plays it up. Wall through a block. It's backed up by Schlecht to Blazetic. Over to Kane into a block. Backed up by Contras. Over to Blazetic. Now to Kane on the right side once more. And she tried to direct it a little bit too finely, and it doesn't make it over the net. And it's a point and serve over to the Spartans as Madeline Halter will check in. And Esquivel will go on serve. Kastner up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht on the left side on a dive. It's kept alive by the Spartans. It'll be sent over by Wall. Up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht, and she buries the kill off the deflection from Naz Edom. Now checking in for the Yellow Jackets, number 5, Maddie Crea, a 5'5" junior defensive specialist from Medina, Ohio. Crea seeing her second action of the season. She played one set earlier, and the southpaw server sends it over. Dado plays it up. Outside attack for the Spartans, and it's out of bounds off of Kaylee Wall. Crea's next serve. Played up to Wall on the right side, dug out by Blazetic. Over to Kastner, now to Kane on the right side, and she smokes it out of bounds for the Case Western point. Barron and Katie Yanni return. Yanni, a 5'9" junior, outside hitter from Gibsonia, Pennsylvania, and Pine Richland High School. Barron, the former Avon Eagle, on serve. It's played by Kastner. Up to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht on the left side. It's through a block and down for the Yellow Jacket point. Kaler checks in for Kane. And Kaler will go on serve. It's played up. And over to Yanni. It's blocked, but it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Point to the Spartans. Dado on serve for the Spartans. She floats it over. Kaler plays it up to Blazetic. Over to Woodson on the right side, and Woodson hits it into the tape. It's another point for the Spartans. Dado's next serve played up by Contras. Over to Blazetic. Now to Schlecht on the left side. It's deflected into the air, and it will be sent over on a free by Ungo. Kaler up to Blazetic. Outside attack for Schlecht. And this one is going to be down for a point despite the best efforts of Esquivel on a dive to get there. It's into the Spartan bench for the Jacket point. Nash returns to replace Kastner, and Gabby Schlecht will go on serve. Go with the set. It's punched over on a free. Woodson to Blazetic, back to Woodson, and she hits it into the tape again. Basinger will come back in for the Spartans. She'll relieve Halter and go on serve. Received by Kaler, up to Blazetic, over to Nash, through a block, it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill, and it's set point for Baldwin Wallace. Garland will come back on for Woodson, and Paige Contras will serve set point. And that one's going to go a little bit too long and out of play. So point and serve over to the Spartans. Wall will check back in for Case, as will Naz Edom, and Naz Edom will go on serve. Still set point for the Jackets. This is set point number 2. Kaler up to Blazetic. Middle hit for Garland, backed up by Contras after the Case block. Down to Nash on the left side, and it's off the net. Ungo will play it over to Basinger, who sends it over on a free. Contras over to Nash, and Nash hits it out of bounds. Set point number 3 coming up for the Yellow Jackets. Naz Edom stays on serve. Schlecht to Blazetic. Over to Nash, into a block. It's down for the Spartans point. And the Yellow Jackets are going to burn their first timeout. We'll take it with them when we come back. More first set action for you between the Yellow Jackets of Baldwin Wallace and Case Western Reserve University Spartans on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. Still set point for the Yellow Jackets, but the Spartans have trimmed the deficit to 5, 24-19 in the first set. Schlecht to Blazetic, over to Nash, into a block, and it's off of the Spartans. The Yellow Jackets take the first set by a 25-19 count. And they will take a 1-0 lead in this best-of-5 match against the Spartans. The teams will switch ends and take a brief break to gather themselves before set 2, and we will take that break with them. We'll be back with more action at Baldwin Wallace right here on Flow College. Yeah, how are you supposed to deliver a product? Hello, everyone, and welcome back into the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's NCAA Division III women's volleyball action on tap this evening as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets host the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. The Yellow Jackets took the first set by a 25-19 count, leading the way for the Yellow Jackets. Gabby Schleck with 6 kills and 12 total attacks for a 500 hit percentage. Lila Nash had 5 kills and 11 attacks. 3 for Julia Garland and 1 each for Grace Kane and India Woodson. All 14 set assists came from Katarina Blazetic. No service aces for the Yellow Jackets, leading the way in digs with 4 each, Schleck and Paige Contras. And then 4 block assists went to Schleck, Nash, Woodson, and Garland for the 2 total team blocks in that first set. For the Spartans, leading the way with 3 kills, Amanda Ungo, and then it's 1 each for Levy, Yanni, Halter, and Wall. And leading the way in set assists with 5, Elena Esquivel, and then 1 for Avery Basinger. No service aces, leading the way in digs with 4 each, Sophia Dado and Thea Barron. And then leading the way in blocks, Amanda Ungo with 3 block assists, 2 block assists each for Esquivel and Wall, and then 1 for Levy. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets to start this second set, it's Schleck, Contras, Nash, Taylor Denal, seeing her first action today, Julia Garland, and Katarina Blazetic on serve. And Blazetic floats it over. It's played up by Naz Edom. Sent over to Ungo on a tip. She gets it over. It's played by Contras. Tipped over by Nash. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point. On the floor for the Spartans, Ungo, Basinger, Wall, Naz Edom, Dado, and Esquivel. Blazetic stays on serve. Punches it over. Basinger on the reception. Up to Esquivel. Over to Wall on the left side. And it's down for the kill. I think the Yellow Jackets thought that it hit the floor and were content to let that one go out of bounds. And 3 Yellow Jackets kind of froze and looked at the ball as it was going out of play. We're even at 1 here in the second set. Ungo on serve for the Spartans. Flat-footed right-handed serve taken by Contras. It's set over by Nash, and a point is awarded to the Spartans as a 2-hit infraction called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Ungo will stay on serve, and for the first time tonight, the Spartans play from in front. And off the tape, it's down for the service ace for the Spartans. Ungo punches it over. Contras up to Blazetic. Over to Nash. Dug out by Ungo. Played right over. The Jackets play it back on 1 hit. Now an outside attack for Wall. Blocked at the net. Basinger keeps it alive. Ungo over to Wall on the left side. Blazetic to Contras. Over to Nash on the left side. Played up back row by Naz Edom. Over to Basinger. Now to Wall. Contras digs it out. Up to Blazetic. Over to Nash on the left side. It's dug out by Basinger. To Ungo. Down outside hit, and it's out of bounds off the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Dado returns for the Spartans, and returning for the Yellow Jackets and going on serve, Katrina Kastner. It's played nearly over by the Spartans, and it's punched over, and it's down for the kill on the hit from Kyle Levy. Esquivel will drop back to serve. And she hits it into the bottom of the net. It's a service error, and point over to the Yellow Jackets. Maddie Crea will come on for the Yellow Jackets to replace Julia Garland, and India Woodson returns to replace Paige Contreras. Korea on serve. The southpaw sends it over. Naz Edom plays it up to Esquivel, over the wall on the right side, and she smokes it down the alley for a point. Thea Barron comes in for Wall, and Yanni will come in for Naz Edom, and it will be Barron who's on serve. Garland comes out. Contreras returns for the Yellow Jackets. It's played by Contreras. Up to Blazetic, over to Woodson, off the top of a block. It's out of bounds, point to the Yellow Jackets. Morgan Kaler will be sent on for BW to replace Taylor Denal, the senior outside hitter from East Amherst, New York. Kaler, a 5'2" freshman defensive specialist from Galloway, Ohio. It's played by Datto. Up to Esquivel, over to Yanni, and it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Point to the Spartans. Ungo will check back in and replace Levy. Datto serve played by Kaler. Up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht, and Schlecht's body was drifting too far to the left, and her right arm didn't have enough length on it to get a good swing on the ball, and she sent it into the net for a Spartans point. They lead it 7-4 here in the second set, now 1-0. Datto's next serve, played by Contreras, up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht on the left side. She puts it in the back row where it's dug out. Set up for Yanni, through a block, it's down for the Spartans point. And we're going to have a timeout on the floor called by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They're getting doubled up 8-4 early in the second set. We'll be back with more second set action for you right here on Flow College. Playing for 5 sets. We look like world beaters in the first. We look like we're still in the second. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium here at Baldwin Wallace University inside the Lou Higgins Center. It's Matt Florjancic on the call of today's volleyball match between Baldwin Wallace and Case. The Yellow Jackets on serve receive, send it over. The Spartans send it over to Ungo. It's dug out by Kaler. Up to Blazetic, over to Woodson, and she sends it into the Case bench on the bounce for another Spartans point, and Case leads Baldwin Wallace now by a 9-4 count in this second set. On the floor for the Spartans, it's Datto on serve. And it's played by Contreras. Up to Blazetic. Quick tip into the net. Punch back over by the Spartans. Now set up to Schlecht on the left side. Blocked back by the Spartans. Woodson with a tip. It's played over to Datto. And sent over by the Spartans. Blazetic to Contreras. Over to Schlecht. Dug out by Datto, and it's an infraction against the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Yanni, Ungo, Esquivel, Halter, Barron, and Datto on the floor for the Spartans. Out of the timeout, it was Kaler, Contreras, Kastner, Woodson, Blazetic, and Schlecht. And then Lila Nash comes back in to the lineup for the Yellow Jackets. Schlecht on serve. It's played up to Esquivel, over to Yanni on the left side. Through a block, it's down for the Spartans point. Avery Basinger will come back on for Case Western, and she'll go on serve. Looking to build on a 5-point lead. It's 10-5 in favor of the Spartans. They're down 1-0 to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Schlecht to Blazetic, over to Nash on the left side, and it's going to be off of Datto and down for the Yellow Jacket point. Paige Contras on serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's played back row up to Esquivel. Yanni who sends it over and sends it out. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Paige Contras will stay on serve. Jackets hitting left to right here in this second set. The Spartans right to left. Datto on the reception, up to Esquivel, over to Ungo. It's blocked at the net, kept alive by Ungo. Set up by Basinger. Right side attack, dug out by Schlecht. It's going to go all the way over. Ungo hits it over. It's dug out by the Jackets. It's sent right back over into a block by the Spartans. And another block by the Yellow Jackets. And a point is awarded to Baldwin Wallace on a 4-hit violation charge to the Spartans. Timeout on the floor by the Spartans as the Jackets score 3 straight points. Still 10-8 Spartans heading into this timeout break. We'll be back with more action right on the other side of this timeout on Flow College. Five. Yeah, you know they got that national recruiting budget. I mean, I can't say too much. We go to Florida for football, but, I mean, that's every sport for them and every school in their conference. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III volleyball action between the host Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and visiting Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Paige Contras stays on serve out of the break, and she'll send it over the net on a dive. It's kept alive by the Spartans. Esquivel with the set. Yanni with the hit. It's tipped over by the Jackets, punched back by Ungo, and it's down for the Spartans' kill. Wall and Naz Edom will return for Case Western as Yanni and Barron will check out, and it'll be Naz Edom on serve. It's played by Schlecht up to Blazetic. Back row attack from Schlecht, and it had no chance to get started as Schlecht was on her approach to the ball, and Kaler and her had a collision, so it fell to the floor for a Spartans point. And Naz Edom will stay on serve. Played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, over to Nash on the left side, through a block. Ungo sends it over. Nash finishes it at the net, going far back corner and putting it down for the Jacket kill. Taylor Denal comes in for BW once more. She'll replace Morgan Kaler. Katarina Blazetic on serve for Baldwin Wallace. Basinger off to Esquivel, over to Wall. Dug out by Nash. Tracked down by Schlecht. Will be sent over on a free by Blazetic. Ungo up to Basinger. Back to Ungo. Through a block. It's down for a Spartans point. Ungo will go on serve. Looking to build on a 13-9 lead for the Spartans. Played by Contras, up to Blazetic, over to Nash, and Nash hits it off the post that extends from the net. It's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Point to Case Western Reserve. Ungo on serve once more. Played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, over to Denal off the top of a block. Ungo to Basinger, right side attack for the Spartans, and it's down for the kill as Esquivel puts it down for the kill. Timeout on the floor by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They trail at 15-9 midway through this second set against the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Back with more second set action for you after this break on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's the Case Western Reserve University Spartans and Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets doing battle in non-conference volleyball action. And the Spartans came out of the timeout on serve. It was a return and a kill for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. So BW goes on serve now. Katrina Kastner on serve for Baldwin Wallace. Played by Basinger, up to Esquivel, over to Levy, tipped by Blazetic, and sent over by Contras, up to Basinger, now to Levy through a block. It's down for the Spartans. Point. Near collision there between Contras and Kastner. Fortunately for the Yellow Jackets, they were able to avoid the big one. Esquivel will go on serve, coming back for the Spartans. Number 14, Madeline Halter, the Arlington Heights, Illinois native. Esquivel floats it over. Kastner up to Blazetic. Over to Denal on the right side, and she sends it out of bounds for the Spartans. Point on the floor for the Spartans. Dado, Naz Edom, Esquivel on serve, along with Wall, Halter, and Levy. Schlecht to Blazetic, back to Schlecht, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. On the floor for BW before this substitution, Garland, Denal, Schlecht, Blazetic, Contras, and Kastner. Now Woodson and Crea come on as Garland and Contras will check out for the Yellow Jackets. Crea's serve. Played by Naz Edom, up to Esquivel, over to Wall on the right side. It's blocked but kept alive by the Spartans. Levy sends it over on a free. Kastner to Blazetic to Woodson. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. She found a gap along that back row and put it right between two Spartans. That'll cut the deficit to 5. It's 17-12. Spartans lead the Yellow Jackets. Crea's next serve is going to be just a little bit too long. Missed the back line by about a foot. Point and serve over to the Spartans. Garland and Contras will come back for the Yellow Jackets as Crea will check out. And Garland will report in and then sub out for Contras. And going on serve is Thea Barron for the Spartans. It's played by Kastner, almost straight up. Contras will send it tight to the net. Schlecht will punch it over. Set up for Esquivel, and then hit over by the Spartans. Halter. Now Schlecht looking to wind up. She delivers a big hit. It's sent right back over. She'll put it right back down. but the Spartans dig it out once more. Yanni off the top of a block has it go down on the side of the Yellow Jackets. 19-12, Spartans lead BW. Barron, ace for the Spartans as it falls in front of Kastner. Barron, far and away the team leader in aces, builds on that one. That's number 14 on the season, just 4 service errors. It's a young lady that's just removed from playing in the state Final Four last year with the Avon Eagles. She gets a dig on the Schlecht outside hit. It's sent over on a free by the Spartans. Played up to Kastner, to Blazetic. Now to Schlecht in the middle, block back, but Contras to Blazetic, over to Denal, and Denal puts it down for the Yellow Jacket kill from the right side. And Kaler will check in for Taylor Denal. Kaler serves it over. It's played by Dado. Tight to the net, kept alive by Esquivel. And an infraction is called against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Point to the Spartans. Sophia Dado will drop back to serve for Case Western. Contras will receive it, but it hits the post, extending from the net, and it's another point for Case Western. It goes in the books as a service ace for Dado. It's played by Kaler up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht on the left side, blocked down and off a deflection from Woodson. It's another Spartans point, and Case Western Reserve University is rolling here in the second set. They lead it by 10 points, 23-13. Substitution for the Yellow Jackets, it's number 24, Alyssa Zahner, who checks in. She's a 5'11" junior middle hitter from Ashland, Ohio, and Ashland High School. Floating serve played by Kaler up to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht on the outside. Off the top of a block. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Lila Nash will return for Katrina Kastner. Gabby Schlecht will drop back and go on serve. It's received by Yanni up to Esquivel, punched over off the top of a block by the Spartans. Blazetic sets it up for Zahner. It's blocked back by Case Western, and on a roll shot, it's put over by Schlecht. He'll be sent over on a free. Blazetic with a quick tip, dug out by Dado. Esquivel over to Ingo, dug out by Nash, punched over by Blazetic. It's a right side attack for the Spartans. Hit into the air by Kaler. Blazetic hustles after it. Contras will send it over on a free. It's played up to Esquivel. Middle hit for Ungo, dug out by Kaler, sent over to Nash, who got crossed up and didn't get a good swing on it, and it's into the net for a Case Western Reserve University point. And for the first time today, the Spartans on set point, and it will be Basinger who will serve it up. It's received by Schlecht, up to Blazetic. Punched over by Zahner. Basinger to Esquivel to Ungo, and she mistimed her jump. The set was a little bit longer and taller than she anticipated, and she didn't catch it at the peak. And it's down on the Spartan side of the court. Garland will come back on for the Yellow Jackets. Contras on serve for BW. It's still set point for the Spartans. Dado plays it up. Ungo sends it over to Yanni off the top of block. Contras to Blazetic to Garland. It's blocked back by the Spartans, but hit back over by Garland. Now on the right side, it's smoked on the line, but dug out by Contras, and Blazetic will send it out on the fly for a Spartans point. And Case Western pretty much dominates that play in the second set and takes it 25-15 to even this best of 5 at 1 apiece. We'll switch sides, take a little bit of a break, and when we come back, we'll have the start of the third set for you between the Case Western Reserve University Spartans and Baldwin Wallace University Yellow Jackets right here on Flow College. Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's a non-conference volleyball match between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Here in Berea, Matt Florjancic on the call. This matchup between cross-county non-conference foes. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will send on Paige Contras, Gabby Schlecht, Grace Kane, Katarina Blazetic, Julia Garland, and Lila Nash to start this third set. The Spartans will send out Dado, Naz Edom, Basinger, Wall, Ngo, and Esquivel, and it will be the Spartans who will be on serve. Case will hit left to right here in this third set. Baldwin Wallace will hit right to left. Naz Edom will be on serve for the Spartans. It's played up by Schlecht, and on a dive, it's kept alive by Lila Nash, but the point is awarded to the Spartans on an infraction against the Yellow Jackets. Naz Edom's next serve, played up by Schlecht. Over to Blazetic, now to Nash on the left side. It's punched over, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Katarina Blazetic on serve. Naz Edom on the reception, up to Esquivel. It's over to Wall, dug out by Contras. Up to Blazetic, over to Nash with a roll shot, puts it back row. Naz Edom up to Basinger, over to Wall. It's blocked, backed up by Basinger. To Esquivel, over to Wall once more, and the senior captain puts it down for the Spartans. 2-1, Case leads it here in the third. Levy is back for the Spartans as Ngo goes on serve. Contreras up to Blazetic, over to Grace Kane off the top of the net, and it's played near the bench, tracked down by Naz Edom, sent over by Ngo. Contreras to Blazetic, middle hit for Kane, and Kane just punches it right out of bounds on the fly. Point to the Spartans. Ngo's next serve, played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, over to Nash on the left side, dug out by Basinger. Ngo with the second hit, sent over by Levy on a free. Contreras, Blazetic to Garland, sent back over. Garland will tap it right back to the Spartans. Quick set, down for the point from Basinger. Spartans out to a 4-1 lead here in the third. Ngo's next serve played up to Schlecht, now to Kane, through a block, backed up by Esquivel, over to Levy, back to Esquivel, into a block, it's kept alive by Esquivel, over to Wall, through a block, Blazetic to Contreras, over to Nash on the left side, dug out by Ngo, and it's kept alive by Levy on the hustle play, sent over on the third by Basinger. Contreras sets it up for Kane, into a block, Blazetic backs it up, Contreras over to Nash, she'll roll shot it over. It's hit one time over by the Spartans and sent back by Nash. Hustles after it by Naz Edom. Sent over by Ngo. Nash to Blazetic. Now to Kane, and Kane hits it out of play for the Spartans point. Make a substitute. Timeout on the floor. After the quick start by the Spartans, it's a timeout by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. We'll be back on the other side of the break right here on Flow College. Should be better than that. I'm going to be better than that. I apologize. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium. The Spartans lead at 5-1, and they stay on serve. Ngo sends it over. It's played over to Nash, and on a tip shot, she gets it over the net for the Yellow Jacket point. Nash will sub out, and Kastner will come on for the Jackets. Datto will come on for Ngo of the Spartans. Kastner's serve, played up by Naz Edom. Over to Esquivel to Wall, through a block. It's down for the Spartans point. Grace Kane will be subbed out for the Yellow Jackets. She'll be replaced by number 12, Ella Rogers, a 5'9" senior outside hitter from Paynesville, Ohio, and Mentor High School, the former Cardinal. Coming on, trying to rally the Jackets as they are down by 4 with Esquivel on serve, looking to make it more for the Spartans. And she commits a service error, hits it into the tape. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Zahner returns for the Yellow Jackets as well. Contras comes off. Garland on serve. It's played by Dado up to Naz Edom. Over to Wall on the right side. Wall couldn't jump at it. She was trying to play it Willie Mae style over top of her head and hit it into the net for the Yellow Jacket point. So Garland will stay on serve. And it's down on the sideline, says the line judge. It's a service ace. Naz Edom doesn't buy it. Neither do her Spartan teammates, but the call stands as made by the line judge. So Garland stays on serve with a chance to even things up, and she hits it into the net for a Spartans point. Wall checks out, as does Naz Edom. Yanni and Barron will come on for the Spartans. It'll be Barron who's on serve. It's played by Kastner. Tight to the net to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht. And good dig by Barron. It'll be punched over by the Jackets and punched down by Levy. Point for the Spartans. Barron stays on serve. It's played by Schlecht to Blazetic to Zahner, and she buries the kill for the Yellow Jackets. That's Zahner's 4th kill of the season for Baldwin Wallace. Morgan Kaler comes on to serve it up for BW. It's received by Dado up to Esquivel. Over to Yanni. It's blocked, but it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. Point for the Spartans. Ungo comes back on the floor for Case Western. Dado will drop back to serve, looking to build on a 9-6 advantage. Contras up to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht. Dug out. Sent up to Esquivel, over to Halter, who punches it over. Contras with the set, over to Schlecht, and Schlecht hits it over top of a block and sends it out of play for the Spartans' point. Dado stays on serve. It's played by Kaler, up to Blazetic. Quick hit over by Zahner. Set up to Halter into a block, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Nash comes on to replace Kastner. Schlecht on serve. Played by Yanni, up to Esquivel. Over to Halter, and she hits it out on the fly. No deflection. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Schlecht will stay on serve. She'll chop at it 3 times, give it a spin into her left hand, and then send it over. It's played near the sideline, up to Esquivel. Punched over by Ungo, then blocked back by the Jackets. Now Yanni with a hit off the top of a block. Kaler to Blazetic, outside to Nash, and she buries it. Far side, back corner for the Yellow Jacket kill. Timeout on the floor by the Spartans. They lead it by 1, 10-9 early in this 3rd set. We'll be back with more action between Case Western and Baldwin Wallace on the other side of this break on Flow College. Careful with the taunting, boys. They're your future bosses. Yeah, I think. Hello, everyone, and welcome back in the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's Baldwin Wallace against Case Western in women's volleyball. On the BW serve, it's punched over and down off of the Yellow Jackets by Ungo. So the Spartans retake a 2-point lead and take the serve once more. Halter will check out. Basinger will come back in for the Spartans. Basinger on serve. It's received by Kaler. Up to Blazetic. Over to Nash on the left side. It's blocked, but it's out of bounds off the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Contras will drop back to serve as Garland comes back on for Zahner. Dado plays it up to Esquivel on the outside to Yanni. Tips it over a block. It's punched up by the Jackets and sent over on a free by Kaler. Dado to Basinger to Ungo. It's blocked but kept alive on a reflex by Dado. She'll send it over on a free. Kaler up to Blazetic to Garland. She tries to go far sideline and hits it into the tape for a Spartans point. Wall and Naz Edom will come back on for Case Western, and Naz Edom will be on serve. It's played by Kaler up to Blazetic, over to Nash on the left side, and she sends it out. Point to the Spartans. Naz Edom with a jumping right-hander, played by Kaler, up to Blazetic. Back row attack for Schlecht, and she sends it out of play. Trying to go for that near sideline, and just a little bit too long on the lead. 14-10, Spartans lead it over the Yellow Jackets here in the third set. Naz Edom will stay on serve. It's played up to Blazetic, over to Nash, and Nash hits it out of play. Timeout on the floor by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. We'll take it with them. On the other side of this break, more third set action between Baldwin Wallace and Case Western Reserve on Flow College. The in-house DJ has a sick sense of humor. Hopeless place? Really? He's a sick man. Seeing the Penn Station commercials, yeah. It makes you hungry, doesn't it? Subway's also a decent choice.
Well, I was looking around, like I want to get a sub or something, and I was like,
Yeah, no, you can't beat that. Welcome back into the Ursprung Gymnasium at Baldwin Wallace University inside the Lou Higgins Center. Matt Florjancic on the call of tonight's volleyball match between Baldwin Wallace and Case Western. Naz Edom on serve, and Ungo finishes the point with the block for the Spartans, and it's 16-10. Spartans in front of the Yellow Jackets in this third set. We're even at one set apiece. Naz Edom will stay on serve. It's played by Kaler up to Blazetic, over to Nash, into the tape. It's another Spartans point. On the floor for the Yellow Jackets, Nash, Garland, Blazetic, Contras, Schlecht, and Kaler. And we're going to get a substitution as Paige Henley, the 5'8 freshman outside hitter from Cuyahoga Heights High School, will check in. And she will replace Lila Nash. Edom serves. played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, back to Schlecht from a back row attack, and it's down through a block for a Yellow Jacket kill. Ella Rogers returns for Morgan Kaler, and Katarina Blazetic goes on serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's played by Dado. Over to Ungo, and that's going to get over on a second hit. It's finished at the net by Garland. Julia Garland buries the kill for the Yellow Jackets. Blazetic stays on serve. Hits it over, Naz Edom. Up to Esquivel, and Ingo's hit was blocked. Now it's back to Wall. Dug out by Blazetic, and the Yellow Jackets can't get a second hit on it. It's down for the kill. Ngo goes on serve, looking to build on an 18-12 lead here in the third set. She'll float it over. Schlecht plays it up to Rogers. Played over on a free by Contras. Esquivel to Basinger. Back to Esquivel. It's dug out by Contras. Up to Blazetic. Over to Rogers on the right side. And it's down off a deflection for the Yellow Jacket point. Kastner will come on. Henley will come off for the Yellow Jackets. Kastner's serve, played up by Basinger to Esquivel. Quick tip, dug out by Contras to Blazetic. Back to Contras, she'll hit it over. Naz Edom up to Basinger, over to Levy. She punches it back corner, and it's down off the deflection from Paige Contras for the Spartans point. Substitution for Case Western, checking in for the first time today. 5'11" sophomore outside hitter from Western Springs, Illinois, and Lyons Township High School. Number 10, Sienna Olson. Esquivel will go on serve. Contras to Blazetic, over to Rogers, and it's down. Rather, check that. It's an infraction against the Spartans. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Garland will come out, as will Contras. It'll be Kriya coming on to serve, and Zahner going up front to hit for the Yellow Jackets. Kriya's first serve on the way, and it's down for the ace. They caught Sophia Dado a little bit too far back in the alignment, and that ball, as soon as it crossed the net, dropped out of the sky like a brick, and it fell to the court for the Yellow Jacket point. Kriya earns the second serve. It's played back row by Wall, up to Esquivel. Over to Olson, and it's down through a block for the Case Western point. Garland comes back on for Kriya. Contras coming back on for Garland. Yanni is back for the Spartans. As is Barron, who's on serve. It's played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic. Over to Rogers, off the top of a block. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. 20-16. Jackets trail by 4 here in the third set. Morgan Kaler comes on for Rogers and will serve. It's played up to Esquivel. Sent through by Olson. Kaler to Blazetic, middle hit for Zahner, and it's out of play off the Spartans. Point for the Yellow Jackets. Kaler's next serve on the line, dug out on the reception, played over by Yanni. It's blocked, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Timeout on the floor by the Case Western Spartans. And that will be their second and final timeout. We're going to take a break with them. When we come back, we'll have the rest of the third set for you between Baldwin Wallace and Case Western Reserve right here on Flow College. Is this the guy that's in the booth on Saturday? Okay. Okay. I was like, he's trying to justify stuff. He's trying to justify stuff. Yeah, because there's a delay. Yeah. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III women's volleyball on tap as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets serve it over to the Spartans. It's through a block but kept alive momentarily by the Jackets before it falls to the floor on BW's side of the court. Point and serve over to the Spartans. They lead at 21-18 here in the third. And we're even at one set apiece. Dado will serve it up for the Spartans. It's played by Contras up to Blazetic. Outside attempt for Schlecht. Dug out by Barron. Sent over to Dado. Now to Olsen with a roll shot. She gets it over. Contras to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht. Dug out by Dado. Up to Esquivel. Over to Yanni. And Yanni hits it out. And it's on the fly, says the official. No deflection. It's a point and serve over to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Gabby Schlecht will do the honors as Henley will come back on. The former Cuyahoga Heights Red Wolf will check in. Schlecht with the jumping right-hander. Played up by Yanni. Sent over on a free by Olsen. Zahner. Blazetic to Henley. And it's an infraction against the Spartans. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Schlecht will stay on to serve. Stay on serve, I should say. It's played by Yanni up to Esquivel. Over to Yanni on the left side. Into a block. Backed up by Dado. To Esquivel. Over to Yanni, a soft tip, doesn't make it over, and we're even at 21 here in the third set. Substitution for the Spartans, seeing her first action today, number 4, Emily Goodpaster. She's a 5'6" junior outside hitter from Bettendorf, Iowa, and Pleasant Valley High School. Schlecht with the serve. It's played by Goodpaster, tipped over by Ungo, and it's on the line, says the line judge. Point and serve to the Spartans. Basinger comes on for Olsen and will go on serve. It's played by Kaler, tipped over by Blazetic, and it's punched down by the Spartans. It's the set tying point awarded to the Yellow Jackets. We're even at 22 as Garland comes on for Zahner. Will be Paige Contras on serve. It's played up to Esquivel. Ingo with a hit. Through a block. It's kept alive by Contras. Sent over by Henley. Another step for Basinger. Ungo with a hit off the top of the net. It's played by Kaler to Blazetic, to Garland. Dado to Basinger, to Ungo. It's blocked. Kept alive by Dado. Quick tip by Basinger. Punched up by Garland. Sent over by Henley. Back to Basinger. Outside attack for Goodpaster. Kept alive by the Jackets. Blazetic with the set. Garland punches it over. Esquivel to Goodpaster. She'll play it over on a free. Schlecht to Blazetic to Henley, and it's over the net. Basinger with a set. It's a good passer. It's blocked. Tipped out of bounds by the Spartans. Point to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Paige Contras will be on serve as Lila Nash comes back for Paige Henley. Contras' serve, played up, but back to Dado. Over to good passer with a roll shot on a dive. It's kept alive by Nash, but sent out of bounds. And check that, that was Garland who hit it out. And we're even at 23 with the Spartans going on serve. Wall and Naz Edom return for Goodpaster and Barron. Naz Edom will go on serve. The Dallas, Texas native could put the Spartans on set point here. It's played by Kaler. Over to Nash. Back row attack for Schlecht off the top of a block. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Baldwin Wallace on set point as Ella Rogers returns for Morgan Kaler. Katarina Blazetic is on serve for set point. Nobody better for the Yellow Jackets. As she punches it over, Naz Edom hits it near the net. Esquivel sends it over to Wall. Played up by Contras to Blazetic. Over to Rogers. She puts it over. Now off the top of a block, the Spartans send it back. Contras to Blazetic. Quick hit from Garland, and it's oh my goodness, I thought it was deflected. It was ruled out on the fly off the Yellow Jackets point to the Spartans. The Yellow Jackets are in shock right now. They have to shake it off. And you see the senior leaders, Contras and Blazetic, going around to their teammates trying to say, hey, keep your heads in it. Ungo serve, played over by the Jackets, but it's into a block and it's down. Well, check that. The point went to the Yellow Jackets off a Spartans infraction. And now the Jackets are back on set point with Katrina Kastner serving it up. Naz Edom up to Esquivel. Tipped over by Wall. Blazetic to Contras. Over to Rogers right side. It's over. Esquivel to Basinger. Over to Wall. It's blocked down, but it's out of play. And we're back to even once more, this time at 25. Esquivel on serve for the Spartans. She'll chop at it a couple of times. Couple more. Spins it into her left hand. Tosses it up. Hits it over. Played by Garland to Contras. Over to Schlecht on the left side. It's down for the Yellow Jacket kill as the senior rockets it down to the court. That will put Julia Garland on serve for set point. Zahner returns for the Yellow Jackets. Garland with the jumping right-hander. Naz Edom plays it up to Basinger, tips it over. Blazetic to Kastner, over to Rogers, into a block. It's out of bounds off of the Spartans. The Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets take the third in extra points, 27-25. We're going to step aside for a break as the team switch ends, and we'll be back with the start of the fourth set between the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and Case Western Reserve University Spartans right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's NCAA Division III volleyball action on tap this evening as the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets play host to a cross-county foe in the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. After 3 sets, Baldwin Wallace leads it 2-1. They took the first 25-19, lost the second 25-15, then took the third in extra points 27-25. Leading the way in kills for Baldwin Wallace with 13 each, Gabby Schlecht and Lila Nash. Schlecht hitting at a 250 clip for Baldwin Wallace. Then with 5 kills, Julia Garland. Leading the way in kills for the Spartans with 7 each, it's Kaylee Wall, Amanda Ungo, and Katie Yanni. Leading the way in assists with 20 of the team's 28 is Elena Esquivel. Then service aces, 4 for the Spartans. Dado, Naz Edom, Barron, and Ungo, each with 1. Leading the way in digs with 10 is Thea Barron is second on the team in digs with 10. Sophia Dado has 14 digs. And leading the way in block assists with 5, Amanda Ungo. Leading the way in set assists for the Yellow Jackets with 34 out of 39, Katarina Blazetic. 2 service aces, 1 to Maddie Crea, 1 to Julia Garland. And leading the way in digs with 18, Paige Contras. And then 6 different Yellow Jackets have registered a block assist in tonight's match. The Jackets will hit left to right here in the 4th set. The Spartans will hit right to left on the floor for the Spartans. Ungo, Wall, Esquivel, Dado, Basinger, and Naz Edom. The Jackets counter with Contras, Schlecht, Nash, Rogers, Garland, and Blazetic, who's on serve. Naz Edom on the reception. It's sent up to Ungo. Dug out on a dive by Schlecht. Sent over on a free by Blazetic. Ungo tips it nearly over the net, then hits it into the net. It's a Yellow Jacket point. Blazetic stays on serve. Naz Edom to Esquivel. It's punched over by Dado on a free. Schlecht to Blazetic to Nash. It's kept alive by Schlecht. To Blazetic, back to Nash on the right side. She punches it over. Dado to Basinger. Quick tip over the net. It's down for the Spartans' point. Ungo on serve for the Spartans. It's received by Contras. Tight to the net to Blazetic. Back to Nash over top of a block on a dive. Ungo looked like she kept it alive, but it was ruled down by the line judge. It's a point for the Spartans. Katrina Kastner checks in for Baldwin Wallace. Basinger plays it. Up to Esquivel, over to Wall, off the top of a block. Contras to Blazetic, to Garland, and Garland didn't square herself to the net. Punched it into the net for the Spartans' point. Olsen comes back on for Basinger. Esquivel on serve. It's received by Schlecht. It's tipped over by Rogers. Esquivel with a set over to Wall. It's blocked out of bounds by the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. It's a point to the Spartans. Esquivel's serve. Received by Contras, up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht, and it's down off the deflection for the Yellow Jacket kill. Garland will sub out, and Crea will come on for the Yellow Jackets, as will Zahner. Lila Nash will take a seat for Zahner. Korea's jumping left-handed serve played by Dado tight to the court. Esquivel over to Olsen. She punches it back corner, and it's ruled wide of the line. It's a point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. They go in front by a 4-3 count. Korea's next serve into the net. We're back to even. Wall will check out, as will Naz Edom. And coming on for the Spartans, Thea Barron. And seeing her first action today, number 7, Elena Stone, a 5'11" first-year outside hitter from Cincinnati, Ohio, and Summit Country Day School. Kastner on the reception to Blazetic, and the Yellow Jackets hit it into the net on the third. It's a service ace for the Spartans. Contreras on the reception of the serve. It's sent over by Rogers, and it's out of play. Point awarded to the Spartans. Jumping right-hander from Barron, out of play. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Rogers on serve. It's played up by the Spartans. It'll be sent over by Stone. And an infraction is called against the Yellow Jackets. Point to Case Western. Sophia Dano on serve. It's played by Kastner. Up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht on the left side, off the top of a block. It's kept alive by the Spartans. Sent over to Stone. Schlecht to Blazetic. She'll send it over. Now it's punched over, and a Contreras on a dive keeps it alive over to Schlecht, into a block, and it's down off of Zahner for the Spartans' point. Sophia Dado on serve. She'll punch it over. Kastner to Schlecht. Over to Rogers, right side. Esquivel to Dado. Now to Olsen, sent over on a third hit. Contreras over to Schlecht. She hits it over. Esquivel with a set. Ngo will send it over for the Spartans. It's tipped over by Blazetic. Hit back on the second hit by the Spartans. Blazetic with the set. Schlecht with a hit. It's kept alive, and that's sent over on a free by the Spartans, and it's down on Case's side of the floor for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jacket point. Kastner will come out. Lila Nash will come in. Gabby Schlecht on serve. She'll chop at it 3 times, give it a spin into her left hand, flip it up, and send it over with the right. And that's going to be played tight to the net and sent over on the second hit and sent under the net by the Spartans. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Gabby Schlecht stays on serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's set up to Esquivel, over to Stone, and it's down for the Case kill. Maysinger comes on. She'll go on serve. Rogers plays it back row, up to Blazetic, over to Zahner. She guides it over. And Dado with the second hit, over to Stone off the top of the net. Played by Nash, it goes over. It's played back by the Spartans. Stone with a hit. Rogers to Blazetic. Over to Nash. Dado with the dig. Up to Basinger, then a hit over by Ungo. Then it's punched back by Ungo off the quick hit from Blazetic. Outside hit for Nash. Through a block, it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. The Jackets cut the deficit to 1. It's 9-8 in favor of the Spartans here in the fourth set. Julia Garland comes back for Alyssa Zahner. Paige Contras returns and goes on serve for the Yellow Jackets. It's played up and tipped over on the second hit by the Spartans. Back row attack for Schlecht. Kept alive by Barron. Sent over by Ungo. Dug out by Rogers. To Blazetic. Over to Nash on the left side. Down the line she goes. And it's a kill for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. We're even at 9 here in the fourth set. While we have this opportunity, I want to remind you that tonight's exciting Yellow Jacket volleyball match is being brought to you by University Hospitals, Straczynski Sports Medicine Institute, proud official healthcare provider for BW Athletics and its student athletes, Dan Andrews and Olympic Forest Products, a global recycling company, and BSN Sports and Nike, the official apparel and uniform provider for Yellow Jacket Athletics. Rogers on a free, absolutely crushes it and sends it long of the end line for a Spartans point. Wall and Naz Edom return as Barron and Stone will take seats, and Naz Edom will go on serve for the Spartans. Naz Edom's jumping right-hander, played by Rogers. Up to Blazetic, over to Nash, and Nash hits it into the Spartan bench for another Case Western point. Tonight's match is also being brought to you by City Barbecue, serving and creating happiness since 1999. The Oswald Company, risk and insurance leader since 1893. And Papa John's in Perea, the official pizza provider of Baldwin Wallace University. You're enjoying tonight's match on Flow College. Garland with the punch over, and that's going to get down for a Yellow Jacket point. They cut the deficit to 1, and we'll go back on serve. Katarina Blazetic on serve for BW. Off the tape. It's over the net. Esquivel with a set. Wall with a swing, and it's going to be down off a deflection for the Case Western kill. The senior future Air Force officer going through the ROTC program at Case Western. Gets the Spartans a 2-point lead. Contras on the reception. Up to Blazetic. Over to Nash. And it's hit into the net by the Spartans. And an infraction is called against Case for the Yellow Jacket point. BW will go back on serve. Nash will sub out. Kastner will come back in. And Kastner will go on serve looking for the set tying point. Kastner's serve, played by Basinger, up to Esquivel, over to Wall on the left side, and Wall sends it out. The Spartans appeal to the near side line judge about a deflection, and she awards it to him. So the point goes over to Case Western. They lead it, rather the Spartans, I should say, lead it 13-11 here in the fourth set. Esquivel on serve. Played by Schlecht, up to Blazetic, over to Rogers. She'll hit it over. Now Wall with an outside attack attempt, and it's out of play off of the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. Maddie Crea comes on for Baldwin Wallace, as does Alyssa Zahner. Crea hits it over with the left hand. Dado up to Esquivel, over to Levy. She hits it back, roll, and it's down for the point. On a dive, Crea couldn't keep it alive. Point and serve over to the Spartans. Contras returns for Baldwin Wallace. Crea will take a seat. And Thea Barron will be back in and going on serve for Case Western. And that's going to be an ace as Kastner has a carom off of her left elbow and down to the court. Timeout on the floor called by Baldwin Wallace. They trail at 15-12 here in the fourth set. And when we come back, we'll have more fourth set action between Baldwin Wallace and Case Western Reserve right here on Flow College. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University. It's NCAA Division III volleyball action on the court this evening as the Case Western Reserve University Spartans pay a visit to their cross-county non-conference rivals. And it's another service ace for Thea Barron as she drops that serve in off of one hit from the Yellow Jackets, and Barron increasing her team lead in serve aces on the year, as she gives the Spartans a 4-point lead at 16-12. Barron with 2 service aces on the night, three, gives her 16 on the year. The next closest Spartan came in with 8, and that was Sophia Datto. It's played by Kastner up to Blazetic. Outside hit from Schlecht. It's down right in between 3 Spartans. They were expecting a big swing from Schlecht. She took a little bit off of it and dropped the soft hit right on the court. Ella Rogers on serve for the Yellow Jackets now. Datto on the reception. Up to Esquivel. It's sent over on a free by Olsen. Rogers to Blazetic. Quick tip. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point. That'll cut the deficit to 2. 16-14. Spartans lead it. Jackets charging. Rogers' next hit off the tape. It's a service error. Point and serve over to the Spartans. Ngo will check in. Levy will check out for Case Western. Datto will be on serve. Kastner up to Blazetic, over to Schlecht, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. Schlecht with the hit from the left side goes far right back corner where there were no Spartans available, and she puts it down for the point. Lila Nash comes back on for Katrina Kastner, and it'll be Gabby Schlecht who's on serve. It's played up by Stone. Back to Stone off the set. Dug out by Contras to Blazetic. Over to Nash, left side. She hits it over. It's played over to Datto. Now to Stone. Stone down the line. It catches the baseline. It's another point for the Spartans, and they lead it 18-15 in the fourth set. Basinger checks in and goes on serve for Case Western. Olsen will take a seat. Basinger serve played by Schlecht. Quick tip at the net by Blazetic. Handled and sent back over by the Spartans, and the Yellow Jackets can't return the soft toss as it's over a block and off a deflection or two. And another point to the Spartans, who lead at 19-15 here in the fourth set. Basinger's next serve played by Rogers. Up to Blazetic. Over to Nash, left side. It's down through a block for the Yellow Jacket kill. Paige Contras will be on serve for Baldwin Wallace. It's hit up to Esquivel, sent over by Stone. Contras to Blazetic. Garland in the middle, sends it over. Basinger to Esquivel, to Ngo. It's blocked at the net by the Yellow Jackets. Over to Stone now, and Stone will hit it out of play. It's a point for Baldwin Wallace. Contras stays on serve. It's sent up to Esquivel. Ngo with a big swing, but it's blocked at the net by Julia Garland. The freshman from Columbus, Ohio, will put it down for the Yellow Jacket point. Timeout on the floor by the Spartans. Their lead down to 1, 19-18 here in the fourth set. We'll be back with more fourth set action for you on the opposite side of this break on Flow College. No, that's okay. I can get them in. I only have 3 more to get in. Yeah, I know. I just have to make sure I get University Hospitals and Olympic Forest products. It's Mike, yeah. He's a supporter of the athletic program. Yeah, I'm not in there for the coaches' meetings anymore to confirm or deny that. If I would have known that's what they were having, I would have took them up on that free food offer. That potato salad is delicious. It's also horribly bad for you, but I don't care when I'm eating it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back inside the Ursprung Gymnasium at the Lou Higgins Center on the campus of Baldwin Wallace University, where it's NCAA Division III volleyball on the court tonight between Baldwin Wallace and Case Western Reserve University. Baldwin Wallace stays on serve, looking to erase the deficit, and instead they extend it by a point as Paige Contras' serve goes a little bit too long, and the point and serve go over to the Spartans. Naz Edom and Wall will check back in for Stone and Barron, and it'll be Naz Edom who will go on serve. Jumping right-hander, played by Schleck. Up to Blazetic, over to Nash, left side, off of Naz Edom. It's a point for the Yellow Jackets. Katarina Blazetic off the top of the net. It's an ace as Ngo sends it out of play. We're even at 20 here in the fourth set. Katarina Blazetic heads back to the service line. Draws back her right hand. Jumps towards the court. Plays it over. It's set up for Wall. It's dug out by Schlecht. Over to Rogers. Schlecht with the back row attack. It's over. Basinger plays it tight to the net. And it's going to be down for the point as Esquivel gets the point off of a block. Kyle Levy, the Chicago, Illinois native, on the floor for the Spartans as Amanda Ngo will go on serve. Contras up to Blazetic. Quick hit at the net for Julia Garland. And it's down for the Yellow Jacket kill. 21-21 as Ngo checks out for Case Western. Dado returns for Baldwin Wallace. Nash will check out. Kastner comes on and goes on serve. Naz Edom on the reception, up to Esquivel. It's punched back at the Spartans by the Yellow Jackets, and it's down for the Yellow Jacket point. Kastner will be on serve after we return from this timeout. We're going to take a break with them, and when we come back, we'll have more fourth set action for you between Case Western and Baldwin Wallace right here on Flow College. No, you're good. I can see. Yeah, but Case is like, okay, there's 30 seconds left. Let's run him off the floor. Yeah. Welcome back inside Ursprung Gymnasium as Baldwin Wallace kind of quick served the Spartans there. Didn't get the signal yet, so we'll redo the serve on the floor for the Spartans. Out of the timeout, Esquivel, Levy, Wall, Dado, Naz Edom, and Basinger. The Jackets counter with Blazetic, Contras, Rogers, Garland, Schlecht, and Kastner on serve. Wall through a block. It's dug out by Blazetic. It's sent over to Rogers through a block. It's kept alive by Esquivel. Over to Basinger, over to Wall. She sends it over. Kastner to Blazetic to Garland. Naz Edom keeps it alive on the dig. Sent over to Wall. It's blocked, but it's out of bounds off of the Yellow Jackets. We're back to square at 22 all in the fourth set with the Spartans going on serve. Olsen returns for Case Western. And going on serve, it will be Elena Esquivel. She chops at it, gives it a spin into her left hand, sends it up, and sends it over. Kastner on a dive, keeps it alive to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht on the left side. Dado on a diving dig to Esquivel. Sent over by Wall. It's out of bounds off of the Spartans. Point to the Yellow Jackets. And Maddie Crea will come on for Julia Garland. And Zahner will come on for Paige Contras. It'll be Crea who goes on serve. Crea floats it over. Dado to Esquivel. Right side attack for Wall. And it's down off a deflection. Point for the Spartans. The Jackets and Spartans going back and forth just as they did at the end of the third set. Going point for point. Nobody holding more than a 1-point lead down the stretch as Barron comes on for the Spartans. And she has been good with a couple of aces tonight. Actually, 3 aces in the match, 2 in this set alone. Contras will return for Baldwin Wallace. Barron serve, played over. Kastner to Blazetic, to Rogers on a roll. It's over. Olsen to Esquivel to Stone. It's blocked, and it's going to get down off a deflection as Olsen tries to hurdle a diving Barron and can't get to the ball in time. It's match point for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Ella Rogers will serve it up for Baldwin Wallace. Rogers hits it over. Dado on the reception to Esquivel. Over to Stone through a block. It's Kastner to Blazetic. Over to Schlecht on the left side. Dado on a dig. Esquivel over to Stone left side. Contras to Blazetic to Schlecht once more. It's blocked and it's down. We're even at 24. Levy will check out. Ngo comes in for the Spartans. Dado will be on serve. It's played by Kastner. Up to Blazetic. Rogers in the back row with a roll shot on a dive. Dado out of nowhere keeps it alive. Stone puts it back row, dug out by Kastner. Quick tip by Blazetic, handled by Dado to Esquivel to Stone. It's blocked, and it's kept alive by the Spartans. Sent over on a free by Stone. Point awarded to Baldwin Wallace for a 4-hit charge to the Spartans. And the Yellow Jackets on match point for the second time tonight. A substitution to report as Nash was coming in for Kastner. A little too aggressive on her entry, so She'll have to wait for the signal. It's given, so she's on the court now, and it will be Gabby Schlecht serving up match point number 2. It's played up to Esquivel, over to Stone left side with a roll shot. Nash to Blazetic, to Schlecht from the back row, dug out by Dado. Esquivel to Go, and it's down for the Spartans point. We're back to square at 25. All extra points required to win this set, as Olsen will drop back to serve for the Spartans. Jumping right-hander, played by Rogers. Up to Blazetic, back to Rogers. With the roll shot, it's over. Olsen to Esquivel to Ungo. It's punched back and forth. The Jackets control it. Up to Blazetic, over to Nash. It's blocked, but backed up by Schlecht. Tipped over by Zahner. It's down for the Yellow Jacket point. It's match point number 3 for Baldwin Wallace. Will the third time be the charm for the Jackets? Paige Contreras will serve for the match. And the Case Western Spartans have an injury timeout, as one of their players needs to be attended to. It looks like Barron is holding her left hand rather awkwardly. And she will be walked to the bench. And we send her nothing but the best if she gets attended to by the staff from Case Western Reserve University. For Emily Goodpaster, who reports in for Barron. Contreras will serve it up for match point. Paige Contreras will serve match point number 3. Dado to Esquivel, over to Stone, left side through a block. It's backed up by Nash to Blazetic, to Schlecht on the back row attack, and it's going to be down for the Yellow Jackets. Baldwin Wallace wins it in 4 over the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. It took extra points in the third, extra points in the fourth, but the Jackets get the 4-set victory over the Case Western Reserve University Spartans on the home deck here at Ursprung Gymnasium, and they burst off the sidelines in a jubilant celebration of this victory. And it's 2 straight now for the Yellow Jackets on the home deck in 4 sets. First, they took care of Mount St. Joseph on Saturday, and then they win tonight against the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. Taking a look at the final statistics. Leading the way for the Jackets, Lila Nash with 18 kills, a .205 hit percentage. Gabby Schlecht with 17 kills for the Yellow Jackets. Schlecht narrowly misses a double-double as she finished with 9 digs along with those 17 kills. And 7 kills for Julia Garland, 5 for Ella Rogers, 3 for Alyssa Zahner and Katarina Blazetic, 2 for India Woodson, and 1 each for Paige Henley, Taylor Denal, and Grace Kane. 46 of 52 set assists went to Katarina Blazetic. 3 service aces for the Jackets. Maddie Crea, Blazetic, and Garland each with 1. And then leading the way in digs with 29, Paige Contreras, 12 for Katarina Blazetic. 1 solo block for the Jackets belonged to Julia Garland. She had a team-high 2 block assists. Along with her, it was Blazetic, Schlecht, Rogers, Woodson, Nash, and Zahner each picking up block assists. For the Spartans leading the way with 12 kills, it was Callie Wall. There was 8 for Amanda Ungo, 7 for Kate Yanni, 6 for Kaya Levy, 4 for Elena Stone, 3 for Elena Esquivel, and 1 each for Avery Basinger, Emily Goodpaster, Sienna Olsen, and Madeline Halter. Leading the way with set assists with 28, Elena Esquivel. 3 service aces for Thea Barron before she exited, and we wish her the best of luck as she exited with an injury late in that 4th set. And then it was 1 service ace apiece for Sophia Dado, Suda Naz Edom, and Amanda Ungo. Leading the way in digs with 24, Sophia Dado, and then 12 each for Avery Basinger and Thea Barron. And then leading the way in block assists with 5, Amanda Ungo, 3 for Wall, 2 each for Esquivel and Levy, and then 1 each for Halter and Olson. Our final again, Baldwin Wallace takes it 3-1, 25-19, 15-25, 27-25, 27-25. Baldwin Wallace improves to 3-4 on the year, 2-2 on the home deck. The Case Western Reserve University Spartans fall to 2-7 overall. They are now 0-4 in true away matches. Baldwin Wallace will be on the road for a little bit now after hosting the Invitational and this non-conference matchup with the Case Western Reserve University Spartans. After today, Baldwin Wallace will be on the road at the Wittenberg Fall Classic. They'll play Ohio Wesleyan and Transylvania in back-to-back matchups on Friday night, and then they'll play the host Wittenberg Tigers on Saturday. Then after that, they'll be on the road in Buffalo, New York to the Bengal Challenge at Buffalo State University. They'll play the host Buffalo State Bengals on Friday, September 19th, and then back-to-back matchups on September 20th against Penn State Barron and St. John Fisher. The next time the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets will be at home will be on Tuesday, September 23rd, when they play host to the College of Worcester Fighting Scots. For everyone here at Baldwin Wallace, I'm Matt Florjancic saying thanks for watching tonight's matchup. A thrilling 4-set victory for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And as always, go Jackets. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on Saturday afternoon from Trestle Field for the home opener for the Baldwin Wallace football team.